Hello and welcome to another exclusive interview for Metal for Africa. Today we are focusing on Orphean Passage. We are joined by Justin Bedford, bassist, and Ryan Higgo on vocals. How are you both doing? Welcome on in. Are you guys comfy?
All good, all
Great,
good.
man.
Great to be here. Thanks for having us.
Oh,
Yeah, thanks, man. Looking forward to it.
awesome. Most important question, starting off right off the bat. Are you both excited for Metal for Africa?
As
I'm
excited
really
as a
excited.
Doom band can get.
All right.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I have not really spent nearly as much time at M4A that I should have in the last little while. And this lineup is just looking really awesome, and the whole event is looking really positive, and everyone's excited. And well, I'm hell of excited to be there.
Awesome. Now,
Yeah, I went to M4A for the first time in a couple of years earlier this year, January for Summerfest, and it was an absolute blast. I had the absolute best time. Kind of more on the sort of opposite end of the metal spectrum to where Doom resides. Yeah, that's what that festival was, and it was non-stop fun, and yeah, great turnouts as well. Very successful event, and yeah, really looking forward to WinterFest.
Orphean Passage, for those who don't know, they're a death doom band, and they are big, and not just in the sense that they are absolutely famous. It's still quite new, got to get there. You guys have so many things planned, we've got a lot to get through. But big in the sense that you've actually got 6 members, and you actually take up and utilize the stage so well, which, from what I understand, can limit some of your venue choice, unfortunately. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, it's quite a challenge. Many places that we've been to, go to other gigs or other shows, or you see a spot and you think, man, the atmosphere, the look and feel, that is perfect, but there's no way that we can fit 6 members up on that stage. And that's kind of been a blessing and a curse in some way, because we've been able to find different solutions to that problem, playing in places that people don't generally play in, or looking towards things I guess would one classify as a unique experience, I suppose. And yeah, that's been fun and part of the challenge. But yeah, man, we're big people.
And speaking of a unique experience, what sets Orphean Passage apart from other bands? What can fans expect at Metal for Africa?
So, I don't know if a Doom band has ever played at M4A, but we're going to take things as it's going to be heavy. It's going to be very heavy, but it's going to be slow, kind of heavy, So we kind of tread that boundary. It varies from song to song, but tread that boundary between doom and death metal. There's a lot of material that does lean towards the more death metal side, although it's a kind of old school, kind of mid-paced, chunky death metal at its most extreme. But certainly the slower, gloomier, doomier side of things is unusual for an M4A show. So I think that's something that I'm looking forward to hearing how people respond to that.
Oh, awesome. And now let's get a little intimate. And can you tell us how everyone in the band met? You've got 6 members. Must be quite the story.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's that's a question that goes back, many years, and in some cases well over a decade. I think for myself and Biggie, we go back to, I want to say, like 2008. Justin was playing in A Walk with the Wicked at the time. Really awesome, groovy death metal band from Cape Town. Justin, you were playing bass, and I remember coming to watch you guys. I think it was at Eye of Horus the first time I saw you, and just fully in the zone, marching and headbanging to you guys, jamming this awesome groove death sort of. Yeah, it was great. And then we'd keep seeing you out at shows, and yeah, that's how the friendship started beginning. And yeah, that's a good. I'm not gonna do the maths on how many years ago that was. Right now, that's a long time. And the others, yeah, in dribs and drabs. Shortly after that, I think Malcolm I met in 2010. And
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all have been friends for many years in different capacities, and friendships have grown over time. I think that the timing of this band was fated, one would say, in that it was a point in time where a whole bunch of musicians were not attached to other projects, or other projects had become sort of dormant, and we had been messing around with trying to get something together for a while, and Malcolm and I had done, well, and Ryan and most of the members of this band, to be honest, we had done a League of Doom, which was a sort of event group, I suppose, of a collective of musicians that put on shows of doom metal, and I'd been writing a whole bunch of material, and then I said, well, let's do this thing together now properly, and we formed Orphean Passage from that. But I think it was one of those things where there was never the right moment, the right time. I think the first time I pitched to Pat to be in a Doom project was, I want to say, like 2006, 2007 or something around about there. So
Yeah.
to say we've been waiting to get this band together for a while was the understatement. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the League of Doom was definitely a sort of unifying factor, and definitely like a sort of galvanizing force in our friendships as that was developing. Just playing our favorites Doom bands, best songs live at several points over a period of about 10 years, something like that. So it was approaching 10 years at least.
I mean, the League of Doom started 2011, 2010, and the last show was 2018. So
yeah,
better part of 10 years.
Yeah, Orphean Passage really started becoming, we formed a more sort of concrete foundation just post that. Sort of, it was definitely happening during those years, but it was really from kind of 2019 when it was very regular band pracs, and we brought the last couple of members into the band at that point as well. That was when Nicole joined us. And I think Patrick a little bit before.
Yeah, Patrick had just moved down to Cape Town from Strand, so that made things a lot easier for practice.
Oh. You've mentioned quite a lot of names there. One of them, I will just say, Justin, you are also known as Biggie. But let's start with you, Justin. I believe you're the primary songwriter, and as Ryan mentioned, you had quite a bit of a stint with A Walk with the Wicked. That was, about 2008, roughly. Some really amazing stuff back then. And I just want to ask, what do you bring to the band apart from your bass?
I think that the creative engine is one that constantly needs refueling, and I'm great at doing that. I have a strong vision of where this project needs to be, the soul of it. I think that my reading of the individual band members is quite strong, because when you're writing emotive music like we do, you've got to know what each of those people hold dear, what's important to them, what you can say that's going to tap into their creative energies and come out with something genuine. Because anybody can just tell somebody to play something, right? It's having that connection. So being able to read that and translate that into the music, I think I would like to say is what makes us successful and what makes us work well together.
Oh, awesome. Ryan, you're probably best known for Crow Black Sky. So you are the vocalist here. What do you bring to the band apart from your voice?
I would hope a lot. I hope I'm not just the guy who screams and growls. But yeah, practically speaking, I oversaw like the sort of last, at least the sort of last part of the production of the album, and then getting it out on the internet, and beginning to get into a little bit of the sort of just promotion stuff and whatever, making the final product sort of happen. And then in terms of our regular band activities, it's just bring the boys into the mix, man. I work in Reaper, so we sometimes get together here around my laptop at home and just work through various different vocal arrangements. Both Biggie / Justin and Malcolm are very involved in that process. For example, Malcolm was just around here last week, and we just kind of sit down, snip things up, move things around. How about this? How about that? And it's a very much a collaborative process, and it depends on where we are in what we're preparing for. Whether we're moving towards the closing stages of an album or preparing for a live show, as we are at the moment. The various different tasks will shift appropriately. So.
Yeah. And now let us go on to the beat of the band. Francois Meyer on drums. He's probably best known. He played with Devil Speak for quite some time. Apart from their drums and their amazing beats, what do they bring to the band?
There's one thought that always comes to mind when I think about this kind of thing as related to Francois. One of our songs that we recently released was "Adorned in Midnight," and that was the first song that I wrote for this project. And I think that was written all the way back in about 2008, 2009. It was really that long ago, and it was the one constant through the songs that you discard, and the ones that you keep when you keep select ones as you go forward, and the iteration continues. Nonetheless, the song had existed as it is for the better part of 10 years. And then we got Francois on board, and the very first practice that we had with him, he was playing Dawn in Midnight, and within the first couple of minutes, he completely changed the soul of the ending of the song, and he added in like that sort of swing beat that exists at the end, and it was something that I'd never thought of, but he sort of intrinsically felt and just did it naturally without any of us asking, and it was that moment of like, man, he's the right guy, and he gets it, and he understands it, and that's the first memory, but there's so many more like that where we had these challenges, and Francois is the right guy. It's really hard to pick up and to pinpoint a specific quality like that. But when somebody's in the group that has that, it's so valuable. Like we were struggling recently with sending out all email chains and getting all the technical side of things right with our marketing and like of the sort of digital platforms. And Francois was like, "Oh yeah, I figured it out. Done." And when he did it, so he's just the right guy, I could say.
Yeah, that part that he brought to that song, I mean, it's one of our gloomiest songs, right? I mean, it is how we open the album, because that's the kind of mood that we wanted to set from straight off the bat. And that part, it's a moment of sort of, it's not catharsis in a way, but like there's this sort of change in mood that Francois just taps into there and brought it to life that it needed at that point. And that was the point. I remember that, Biggie, and we were like, he's our drummer, man. And yeah.
Oh, and you've got two guitarists. We're going to start with the first one, Malcolm McCobb. He was probably his first main band was Scrambler, which was another death doom sort of band. But he's also played with Subverse and Axon, which is more goth and electronic band. Same question. What do they bring to the band apart from the guitar?
Yeah, well,
guitars, plural, very important.
Guitars, plural. Yeah,
All guitars.
Malcolm has all the guitars. Name a guitar, he's got it. So Malcolm was the one, other than Ryan, that the three of us really got this going for the longest, and was stuck together and formed like the original core of this project. Malcolm was fundamental in the songwriting. He also does a lot of the lyrics for the material, but with somebody that is so experienced on and off the stage, that's just something you can't teach from somebody. You can't give somebody 30 years of connections, experience, understanding. He also works in the music industry for Peer Music, so the technical and legal side of things. Malcolm is always on top of it, and when it comes to our stage performances and scouting out of new locations, that's where Malcolm's also really, really valuable to us. I don't think we would have been successful in playing at the Fugard or Avalon Auditorium. Sorry, using the old name, and Milner's and Playhouse Theatre. Without his skills, he knows he knows how to troubleshoot, especially in the problematic moment.
Oh, awesome. And your other guitarist, Patrick Davidson, who is the person who gave me this opportunity to interview everyone. Thank you, Pat. He's probably best known for being pretty much the spinal column or like core of Metal for Africa, but also band-wise, he's got an extensive list, but probably best known for being in Mind Assault. So.
But
what can we? How does one begin?
We'll do
the same question. What does he bring to the band? Let's start with that.
Both of our guitarists are absolute legends. Legends. So I mean, even beginning to try to like quantify or qualify, it's like, okay, we need a starting point here because it's so much.
Yeah.
Patrick is metal in in this country. If there was somebody who was like, this is what heavy metal is, that is Pat. I mean, he works harder for metal than anybody on this planet. He gets it. He understands the people. He understands the culture. He sets the standard that we all try to follow, and that's over and above being somebody that's so incredibly connected to doom metal and loves what we do. We're just incredibly lucky. When, as I said previously in this interview, it was in the early 2000s when I approached Pat to play, and every single time when I spoke to him, his answer wasn't no because he didn't want to. It was, I really want to, but I can't commit to the time that it requires and the emotive energy that the music of this requires because of my distance and because of my other band commitments. That's Pat. He's never going to give something less than 100%, and he knew that, and so it was a big coup for us.
Yeah. We could go on with Patrick for quite a while, but let's not have him take over, please. We'll move swiftly on to Nicole.
We've got to just mention his amazing lighting. Just
Of course
to
we
put
do.
that out there, man.
Yeah.
Pat's contribution to the lighting for our live shows cannot not be mentioned. No, he takes charge of that, and it really lighting can make or break a show, man. It could absolutely can. And yeah, we've been incredibly privileged to have someone like Pat on our side when it comes to that. And yeah, we've had some shows that have looked very, very good. I would venture to say, as mostly as a result of the awesome lighting program by Pat. I've got no idea how he does it, and so
it's a unique element. It's a unique element that we have, and our live performance would not be the same without it.
Awesome. So now let's move on to Nicole, a lost member, and although not experienced as everyone in with having so many bands, as a lot of you, she sort of has a superiority over you all with her academics.
Yeah, so she might not have as many shows under her belt performing for a metal crowd, but she has many shows under her belt in the form of Bedfords and sort of classical training.
Which is very, very, very much needed, and an incredibly valuable contribution. It's quite convenient having the two of them working together very closely in the development of these kind of things. So Biggie, of course, being the primary songwriter, but Nicole's knowledge of chords and music theory, it's a big contributing factor. Biggie, maybe you can speak more to that.
Yeah, I mean, she adds the drama, and we, the more of that in Doom, the better. It's an asset to have somebody who you can explain a feeling to, and then have them understand that, interpret that, and then reproduce that naturally, especially when the rest of us haven't been classically trained. I'm the songwriter, and I've never been trained, so
I had a couple years, but nothing as in depth as Nicole. So
yeah,
that's all hers. Yeah,
and also very important.
I'm not even a musician these days. I'm just here to scream, man.
And I mean, outside of the writing and that sort of stuff, Nicole saves us a hell of a lot of money by lending us her videography skills, animation skills, and all that. I mean, this is what she does for a living outside of band. So yeah, that's something we can draw on if we need things edited, things designed. She did the design for our last T-shirt, and for all our merchandise, and also for things like our posters and things like that. So massive asset.
So on this point, to everyone listening, just go and check out the Orphean Passage full album on YouTube. So it's an animation that Nicole put together herself entirely, which has all of the lyrics from the entire album from the beginning to the end, animated line by line, the album art, and we kept it minimalistic, but it's got everything that needs to be there. So if you haven't seen or listened to that together with the lyrics, it's a great way to get into it, and just go YouTube. All right.
Yeah, there will be a link to that in the description below. So you guys, apart from Metal for Africa, upcoming, you guys have so much planned for this band. You're well ahead in so many aspects. I mean, your next upcoming big show would be in October at the Medical Room. Would you like to talk more about that?
Oh, we're really excited to perform there. What's going to, we like to do things differently and explore new places and take our music uh, as far and as people are willing to listen to it. And what better place to do it than the Karoo? It's got such a it's got such an evocative and emotional place in all of our hearts, that part of the world, and to be able to perform there is going to be so much fun under the stars. That's that landscape, the lush green. I was just there this weekend actually. Funny enough, we got some fun friends that we haven't played with for a long time. I personally haven't played a show with Mind Assault since 2008, 9, somewhere around there, and so that's going to be great. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I've not performed with Dead Man Risen yet, and that's going to be a lot of fun as well. So
yeah, looking forward to that.
Oh. You guys have released your debut album Apart. How would you describe it to fans? What can they expect? Also, all these things that I'm mentioning, there will be links below, so everyone who's watching and want to find out, you can go follow it.
While the central focus of the music is grief and loss and despair, the sound goes from the soul-crushing slow to the insanely fast blast beats and aggression of death metal. So, you'll get a wide variety and a full spectrum of the stages of that emotion and those emotions, right? And when it comes to our show at Metal of Africa, we've really selected the right songs for the event. It's one of the benefits of having such a vast library of material. We can pick and choose the songs that are appropriate to an audience and appropriate to our position in the set, the kind of festival event that it is, the emotions we want to bring out. And well, it is Metal for Africa, so there's definitely going to be some heavy parts to what we're performing.
That's what we love to hear. And I believe, apart from that album, you are in the process of finishing off your second album. I believe you finished the writing and started pre-production.
Yeah, it's early days still, but we finished up the writing of the album. Once again, the benefit of having all this time to have a catalog of material, and it's just setting up and getting things underway. We're really excited to get cracking and to share our next album. Yeah.
Awesome. And you guys have just recently released merch. How can people get their hands on said merch?
Well, you can check out our social media pages, especially our YouTube and our Instagram at Orphean Passage, and all the links and the details will be in there. We have some hoodies up for sale, and some shirts, and come take a look.
Yeah, awesome. So also, once again, down in the description, Metal for Africa WinterFest 2024 happening on the 27th of July. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, then what are you doing? Follow the links below. What are you two looking forward to the most at Metal for Africa?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing some of the other bands that are playing. There's a wide variety. I've not seen Skathana Wept. Really would like to check them out. A couple of buddies of ours are in the Talon. I haven't had a chance to watch them live, so I'm really looking forward to that. All the bands, really. Oh God, they haven't performed in a long time. Same with Megalodon, So yeah, I think it's been so long since I've seen Megalodon. I was probably still in Walk of the Wicked the last time I saw them live.
And Ryan, what are you looking forward to?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to being up on that stage, but the whole show has me absolutely frothing. I cannot wait. You mentioned the Talon. Our mate Scott Miller, in fact, is jammed with us in our doomy endeavors over the years. We did a tribute to Electric Wizard and Reverend Bizarre, where he took the mic. So looking forward to him and his new band in the Talent. I think they're playing later on.
Yeah, they are starting
and
the show.
you know, all round, it's going to be a fantastic show. So don't miss any of the bands. Be there early, and it's going to be a fantastic afternoon and evening and night. So just be well rested, get there, and lose your shit. So looking forward to it.
Wow. Before us signing out and saying goodbye, anything you want to tell our viewers?
Well, we want to thank everybody that's shown us all the support, and can't wait to see you guys at M4A.
Looking forward to it. And guys, we'll see you there. Follow the links down below. Nothing else I have to add. So
Awesome.
peace out, and
Thank you, Justin and Ryan, for
cheers,
joining
and
us.
Devon, thank you so much for
Absolutely.
the time. It's been great chatting, man.
Yeah. Come through to Middle for Africa to see Orphean Passage live at 11 p.m. Check the links below for more info on Orphean Passage and their work. Cheers. And I'll see you all on the 27th for Place, Friendship and Metal.